Okay, good evening. This is Professor David J. De Los Reyes. I will be discussing tonight the concepts on how the display of a television, whether analog or digital, and how it will be displayed on the screen in front. Okay, I will start first with the analog. For the analog TVs before, it is much simpler because if there is a problem on the vertical, okay, we just go directly to the vertical circuit, the one that is connected to the picture tube at the back, okay, and we will try to look for a capacitor that's included in the vertical circuit, a capacitor, an electrolytic capacitor. It is something like this, an electrolytic capacitor. But it is a smaller one because the capacitor used in the vertical circuit in the analog TVs before was smaller. But I am telling you that the number one you will look for if there is a vertical deflection defect on the analog TVs before is for a capacitor on the vertical circuit. Because for sure, there should be a defective capacitor over there. Defective meaning it had gone open circuit, or it had gone leaky, meaning it got a sickness. That's why there was a problem with the vertical deflection. In the analog TVs before, the rate of frequency for the vertical deflection is actually 60 hertz. 60 hertz. It goes up and down 60 times a second. And for the horizontal deflection, it is twice. It is around 130 cycles per second. So the 60 hertz that goes up and the horizontal that goes 120, that will now comprise the so-called video of the television, the picture. What will come out will be a video. Okay, I will try to check my camera. Okay, that's for the analog circuit. So for the analog TVs before, you just look for a capacitor which might be leaky or open. Okay, use your multitester because for sure there is a leaky capacitor over there. So it's an easy thing to troubleshoot analog TVs before for vertical deflection problems. The other one is the so-called potentiometer. There should be a potentiometer there. Potentiometer is just a variable resistor which you could adjust. It either goes up or goes down. Okay? Goes up or goes down. So check these two components here, a capacitor on the vertical circuit and the potentiometer, and you can now troubleshoot the vertical deflection. Okay? Just to show you a schematic diagram of the television. This is not even digital. This is analog. It's a complicated thing. Okay, it got so many components and the interconnections are actually very complicated. So this now comprises resistor, capacitor, integrated circuits just to complete the television. Okay, this is a schematic diagram for analog TV. Okay. Okay, let's go with this one. Now, this is digital. We are now on the age of digital age, right? So actually, for the digital television, okay, if there is a problem here, it is still a vertical deflection defect. But on the digital TVs, I have opened this one already personally, okay? And for the horizontal deflection, you can see many strips of strips inside, okay? Maybe 2 inches wide, like that. Going from left to right. So it will fill the screen. And for the vertical strips, you got vertical strips like that. Okay? to complete the screen. So meaning the intersection of the horizontal strip and the vertical strip comprises the video on the digital television. So if there is a problem on the vertical thing, for sure, the defect is actually in the vertical strips. I found out that the vertical strip here are defective. This is defective, 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 defective. That's why, okay, there is the so-called unbalanced thing in the color. Because the combination red, green, blue will be something, it will go to white. So something is missing on the color. So on the vertical strips, there is a defect here, a defect here, a defect here. So to troubleshoot this one, okay, get the specifications of this vertical strip, okay, and buy it online directly from the manufacturer. If you could buy one, but supposing you could not buy one, you cannot troubleshoot it. So for digital TVs, it is much simpler because we just, to troubleshoot this one, you just remove the vertical strips which are defective, okay, then replace it with the new one. It's just like in the so-called, what they call this, if you try to figure out your computer is just an interconnection of so many modules, right? You got the microprocessor, then the other modules, it's just a plug-in thing. So this one, it's just a plug-in thing also. But if you cannot buy the vertical module, you cannot replace it. You cannot even troubleshoot it physically. And the only way to troubleshoot this one is actually by replacing the vertical strips. I have opened this TV already. The horizontal thing are perfect except for these vertical strips over here. Okay? So, for a digital TV, I will just give you a brief summary. It's much more complicated. They just they compress on the microprocessor thing. It comprises of many, what you call this, different circuits already. The video circuit, the audio circuit, and some other things, it's already on the microprocessor thing. And this is powered by SMPS, meaning the switch mode power supply. It's a complicated power supply. Okay? So we got the plug-in modules over here to power up the microprocessor. So actually, what you call this, digital TVs is much more easier to troubleshoot because if you got some defective module, you just remove it, then replace it. Unlike on the analog before, you got to troubleshoot it to the component level. Okay? On the analog TV before, the problem is vertical deflection. You go to the vertical circuit and just look for the capacitor and potentiometer because for sure, these are the two culprits. But in here, for digital TVs, for sure the vertical strips are the one defective. The one over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 vertical strips that are defective. Okay, good evening. That's the proper way on how to troubleshoot a vertical deflection problem of digital TVs. Good evening from Los Angeles.